Welcome back to this week's Falcon Features, a segment where we highlight the accomplishments of Messiah alumni. I'm your host, Jessica Sazoskas. This week's featured Falcon is Dr. Mindy Smith, who recently published an article in Case Studies in Sport and Exercise Psychology called An Intervention to Support Collegiate Student Athletes in Their Transition to Meaningful Lifetime Physical Activity. Dr. Smith is assistant professor on the Applied Health Science in the Health, Nutrition, and Exercise Department and is the Director of Student Wellness. Let us continue to learn more about this article from Dr. Smith herself. So, what inspired you to write this article?
I finished my doctorate just over a year ago at UNC Greensboro. And while I was a student there doing my doctoral work, I got very interested in the idea of supporting student athletes as they transition beyond competitive collegiate sports. Having gone through that transition myself, I kind of remembered the interesting time right after college. I call it my slow, pointless jogging phase, where I didn't really know what to do once competitive soccer was done. And it took me a while to kind of figure out what was meaningful and what I wanted to do to be physically active. So I had some great mentors at UNCG who are also interested in this area. And so for my dissertation last year, I designed a program that I called Pilates Connect. And it was a program specifically designed for student athletes who are in their final year of competition. It was a 6-week program where we came together and there was actual Pilates training to introduce student athletes to a different form of exercise that they could kind of build competence in. And then there was also intentional discussion during that time for student athletes just to connect with each other across different sports and be able to share both some of the challenges they anticipated facing as they graduated and considered what was interesting to them from an exercise standpoint, and also just kind of a chance to start to proactively think through these areas and kind of plan. So the article that was published recently was basically a case study that looked at implementing that program here at Messiah and kind of an overview of my dissertation work.
As you can tell, Dr. Smith is very knowledgeable on this topic and is trying to make a difference for the students here on campus. A big thank you to Dr. Smith for coming on the show, and be sure to check out her article. That's all for this week's Falcon Features. I'm Jessica Sazoskas.